It's game time. The Kid Gowie. Ravens Nation. All we know is purple and black. And if you're not a Ravens fan, welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, where opponents don't make it out alive unless we bury them. Every team be afraid of them, especially all the quarterbacks, cause our defensive linemen won't hesitate to leave you sacked. Let's take a minute, go back to Super Bowl 35. Domination was an understatement up against the Giants. Numerous touchdowns, they put up numbers, and it didn't take a nutritionist to see they hunger. Only stat Kerry Collins could get was interceptions. He must have thought throwing to the D counted as receptions. The pass was legendary, but don't sleep on the present. Our secondary make quarterbacks avoid that direction. You tryna run the ball, you better hope your blockers work. You can juke, you can spin, but your destination's the turf. This is a man's game, being soft will get you hurt. Watch the defense force a fumble and the fans go berserk. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go! They always win when the championship's on the line. So if you hoping that they failed, then you really wasting your time. Go and ask the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they remember when they made a comeback, but weren't declared the winner. 2 rings down, but you know they won't stop now. If the opposing D's caught slipping, you know exactly how that goes. That's another deep connection for 6 points in the end zone. The stadium goes wacko as Ravens put in work. Pittsburgh Steelers, that still curtain is looking more like a skirt. So tell me who they say is gonna beat them Bengals? Who used to be the Browns until they relocated? Ravens, they are one of the greatest. There's simply no denying it. To beat them, bringing your A game's a requirement. With the youth of the team, I bet they still be dominant, even after the greatest linebacker's retirement. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go!
Yo, what's up, Ravens flock? ¿Qué es la que mi gente? Hopefully you guys are ready for what we have in today. Should be a good one. So let me just right at the bat say shout out to all those Buffalo Mafia, that Bills Mafia. Great game. Guys deserve W. Shout out to what you guys did after the game too. That was very, very, very nice. You guys are elite. Hopefully I should go far. I'm not rooting for anybody really. The other team that I was rooting for, if the Ravens didn't win, was the Saints. So it's okay. Saints also lost, so whatever. Let me start talking about the other games too. Saints lost. I mean, if that's the last that we see from Drew Brees, that's kind of sad. Receivers also let him down, I felt like, in that game. Tom Brady again. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Green Bay. They took care of their business. And the Browns, man, the Browns, they had a shot there. Mahomes was out. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Okay, usually I do a video, but I've been tired, my guys, of what I love and hate from the game. So I'm gonna do it live. Also, if you wanna be in this channel today, I'm gonna receive calls, so you can call the channel. But yeah, we're gonna do what I love and hate it on live. Okay. So I might forget a couple things, and I would like for you guys to know. And shout out. Let me go roll call here real quick. Jeremy Early. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Thomas Morgan, Callum Jones, Courtney Rogers, Matt McManus, Marcus, Byron Jackson, Hollywood 24, which is a Bills fan. That's fine. Hefek AC, shout out to both of you. Let me see here. I think that's pretty much it. Holton Carson and Aaron, if I didn't say Aaron, J. Will. Shout out to all of you. Okay, let's talk about what I love and hate it. I'm going to start with what I love because it's actually smaller than what I hate it. And what I love is almost everything in this defense. Look, this defense, when healthy, came to play, came to ball. Corners, really good. I know Stephon Diggs got some yardage here and there, but for the most part, the corners were good. Smith, I saw one missed tackle. Marlon played solid. Peters played solid. I mean, for the most part, these corners were great. D lineman, man. D lineman also played really good. The D lineman was also really good. The very few times that they attempted to run, they were okay. The D line contained Josh Allen also in the pocket. Safety looked good. Middle linebackers were flying. They were also really good. Outside linebackers is the stuff that wasn't great. Judon had penetration one, let Allen go. That's not great. The fumble that was caused there, also Board didn't caught it. You don't hit the ball. You should be looking for that ball. So, but Yannick Ngakoue, nowhere to be found. Judon was okay. Bowser had a quasi bad game, right? I mean, he was okay. Let me not say bad game. He was okay. And that's it on the defense. So the defense in general saw nothing spectacular, but they hold a high power offense to 10 points, right? 3 of those 10 points was on a horrible punt by the punter. And, short field, hold them for 3 points. That's fine. They gave up that one big long drive. And then now let me go with what I hate. Oh, by the way, the refs were great. I'm sure they missed a play here, a play there, but for the most part, they were great. So I was going to say, the offense. Yeah, we were moving the ball, right, to tie this game. At worst, just 3 points there. 10-point swing, right? So what I hate, Justin Tucker missing those 2 field goals. Those were key. Those were huge. The first one, I saw no wind. I think he just thought the wind was crossing to the right, so he hooked it left. The second one was a win, and actually the third one, when he made it, if that ball was a little bit further out, he was going to miss that one. Yeah, that ball hooked quickly to the right or to whatever it was. Yes, to his right. Yep. Okay, I'm going to leave Lamar for last, but let me start with Pat McCarry. My dude had a case of the scurras. My dude was bad snapping all over the place. And then we hear from him. Well, the crowd got into my head. Well, I would say Bills Mafia, you guys were loud for, being, 6,000 people, whatever it was, 8,800, whatever it was very loud for that. But it wasn't loud like if the stadium was full, right? You're going to be bad snapping because of that. What are you going to do next year when the stadiums are full? So McCarry had a horrible game, not only in the snaps, also on the passing game or on the blocking game. I'll bench him next year. I'll be like, Skura's not here next year. I'll be like, go with TCC. McCarry, you have to now show me because I can trust you in a game. You are telling me that I cannot snap because of the noise of the 55 to 10,000 fan. I can't remember what it was. So you're telling me that was enough for you to miss snaps? So when we go next year to Pittsburgh with 80,000 fans or whatever they have, when we go to Cleveland with the same amount of fans, right? What are you gonna do? So you're telling me I can't depend on you. So TCC should be our center going forward next year. Macari will have to earn that job. Okay, so for some reason, oh, there you go. Now, oh wait, thank you. Here, let me put this message because he reminds us. Darla Simmons, Hollywood 24. We need to shift focus from run heavy to 50-50, 60-40 to get wide receivers to come here. And we need better passing scheme. Roman's scheme is atrocious. Okay, I'll address the scheme soon, but Hollywood also had a really good game. And Huntley missed him there, but Hollywood had a strong game. Thank you for that, Darius Simmons. Yeah, Lamar's not a running back. Lamar's not a running back. We can stop that. But Lamar's time is coming. Now, Ben Powers, a guy that I've been praising a lot. Dude had one of his worst games. They were tossing him like he was a bag of beans. It wasn't because of strength. It was just because of technique is what I saw. I haven't gone back to watch the All-22. It's hard for me to watch the All-22 or the coach's tape when not when we lose, but when we get eliminated. Those games, it's hard for me to watch them again. But anyway, every time I look, he was just getting manhandled. Again, not by strength, it's just technique. Yes, maybe 6 games in his belt, so I'm okay with him going forward in the right guard position next year. Again, not with Macari. Macari, again, I had no trust because of what he said. I did see the breakdown, King Breton. Thank you for, I don't know if it was you or somebody else sent me that video. Okay, so those two guys on the line. Bozeman too, man. But Bozeman, I've been off on him. I thought he was the worst on the O-line. I think he should be replaced next year. So my hope is next year Stanley comes back and then Bredesen, maybe Macari, because Macari might be great in the blocking, but it's just snapping, right? Macari, TCC, Ben Powers, and Brown, right? And that could be our 5. I just don't want Macari as the center because again, if he tells me I'm bad snap because of the noise of the fan, I can't have you. Okay, let's go to my next person. I actually think the receivers were decent. The running backs were okay. They missed some lanes there, but for the most part, they were okay. But J.K. Dobbins had one of his worst games. Excuse me, J.K. Dobbins. Dropping easy completions that would have been first down a couple of times. That was deflating. So J.K. Dobbins needs to be better in the passing game because if he wants to be an all-around player, he needs to be better. He needs to ball out. Okay? Next one. Next one and the last one, I guess, Lamar Jackson. And with this, we will transition with the Lamar Jackson problem that Baltimore has. Lamar Jackson was not great running. I thought his decision-making on the running side wasn't great. On the passing lanes, it was not great either. Because the problem that we have with Lamar Jackson, either you want to admit it or not, I love the guy. I had 2 jerseys for Lamar. I had said before that he was my first quarterback that I own jerseys from. But the problem you have with Lamar is he doesn't anticipate nobody getting open. So he has to see the guy open. So when that happens, also as the guy's getting open, he's staring. What happens there, if there's a safety or whatever, he can come down. Not only that, because he has to see the guy open, he holds the ball too much. And now that pressure gets in there. That's his history. He held the ball too much in some points. He should have run. When he ran, he didn't run decisively. What else? And that pick six was horrible. That was it. That was game. Right, because we were driving 10-7 or 10-3. Sorry, 10-3. At worst, you score a field goal, you're in it, right? Now, hopefully he's healthy. I know he suffered a concussion. Huntley came. He did a decent job for undrafted rookie with no start. I thought he did a decent job. I miss again Hollywood over there. But this goes back now with the Lamar problem we're going to have. And this is the same. I don't know if you have Cleveland fans. This is the same for Cleveland. And this is the same for everybody. They have a quarterback that needs a lot of things going good around them to just excel. Okay? For the Bills, and there's a Bills fan here. Josh Allen had a one great year. We'll see if he can continue it, right? We'll see. Lamar, I would say, is a 7. Like if you tell me, Sonny, just rank Lamar. Just tell me, what do you think about Lamar? Rank him. Yeah, it's 1 to 10. I think he's a 7. Me, I think he has 10 legs and a 6 arm, and not because our strength is because of he's not accurate. He is not. He doesn't anticipate, so he basically sees the guy open, he can get it there, right? For him, for example, half a KC for Mahomes. Mahomes is 10, right? He's probably the best quarterback, or a 9, at least a 9. He has a, let's say, 7 in legs and 10 arm, which is great. So then you say, okay, Sonny, but what is your point? What are you trying to say with this? Well, what I'm trying to say is this. We know that they're trying to extend Lamar, and I think this is the time to extend it, right? You pick that 5th-year option. He has 2 more years on the, on the rookie deal, and then you add on top of that to lower your cap hit. And I'm just going to talk about here Cleveland and the Ravens, because both of them are going to be in the same similar scenario. Both of them, quarterbacks are different, but both of them are quarterbacks that need help. And I know Allen Robinson is, the receiver we want. I think it's the receiver we need. Somebody earlier put, hey, Will Fuller or Robinson. No, Will Fuller is not the guy. Will Fuller gets injured too much. He's a deep threat. He's not a 50-50 guy. That is what Robinson is. That's what Lamar needs, a guy that, because he does not anticipate. You can say to him, play is going to Robinson because he's one-on-one. Throw it high to X position. Go throw it. And that receiver is going to go make that catch. We don't have it that. We don't. Because even Andrews is not that guy. Boykins is not that guy. Hollywood is not that guy, right? Snead is not that guy. So we don't have that guy. So that's why I think you guys are right. We need Allen Robinson. By the way, I'm not paying right now attention to the chat. I'll go to the chat later. Okay. Now, why I say that these two teams had this problem, right? If Lamar, because Lamar is about to get paid. If Lamar gets similar to Mahomes' money, right? Mahomes got close to 50. Let's say Lamar gets closer to 45. Well, what 45 means? Well, 45 means a couple of things. 45 means Zeus might not be back. 45 means if you pick up Andrew, you can definitely not sign Robinson because you just pay Stanley. 45 means also that Yannick and Judon are not coming back. Wolf is not coming back. Or if they come back, there's no other free agencies you can bring. Well, 45 mil means your window gets shortened for like a year or two at most, because again, the next 2 years still gonna be cheap. But your corner room will degrade. And think about this. Think about all quarterbacks that get paid, right? Let's think about this. You have Patrick Mahomes. You have Aaron Rodgers. You have Drew Brees. Tom Brady now. There's more. Aaron Rodgers. Oh, I'm sorry. My dude from Seattle, Wilson, right? Mahomes, yes, he has weapons. I agree. So people are like, oh yeah, he has weapons. He does have weapons. But if you take Sammy Watkins out, he get grossly overpaid for what he does. Out, right? Is Mahomes still not playing elite? Trade Kelsey out and put a more average tight end. Is Mahomes still not pushing for that team? Now, if you tell me, Sonny, I'm gonna take all that. Fine. Will Mahomes' numbers go down? Sure. They will. But now they have all this money going to where, right? So the Ravens, and you will argue, has all this money tied to the defense. And yet, this is why the defense plays so good, right? And you're like, and the offense also has some money, right? In the case of Stanley, again, the offense. So people are saying like, oh, well, you will hear this argument a lot. Well, the Ravens have all the investments on the defense. Well, yes, but on the offense, the investments are about to come because Stanley just got paid. Mandrews is going to get paid. Lamar is going to get paid, right? right? If you want to keep Hollywood, he will have to get paid. So the offensive side is going to get paid in the near future. And if you bring Allen, again, I do want Allen to be here. Somebody else that will get paid. But when you pay Lamar $45 million a year, what's going to happen is now those free agents, you have to lower it. And you and somebody, I don't know who, said earlier, like, oh, we have to move our scheme to 50-50, 60-40 passing so our receiver free agents can come. I don't disagree. I think we should be more 50-50, but I also need Lamar to be better in that passing. I need him to anticipate. I need him to throw accurately. Those two things need to happen. I'm not saying throw every perfect pass. I'm not saying throw like Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying throw like Patrick Mahomes. He needs anticipation. He needs to he does a fairly good job reading defense, but the anticipation and the accuracy is where he gets the most flaws. He sometimes throws a beautiful ball, and sometimes he throws a duck. Sometimes he throws it ahead of the receiver. Sometimes he throws him behind, right? So this is the problem. When you pay any good QB, and I'm saying Lamar Jackson is a good QB, so this is not for me to say, oh, Lamar Jackson's horrible, terrible. No. Lamar Jackson's a really good QB. I know he won the MVP. I think Lamar Jackson's a top 10 QB. But the problem is, if Lamar Jackson is your 10th QB and you pay him because of the time, right? He's going to be a free agent at the right time. Near Mahomes' money, what happens is the production that Mahomes gives you, that's what you need for him. He needs to elevate. This is what happened to us with Flacco. I do think Lamar is a better quarterback than what Flacco was, but this is exactly when you pay that quarterback top tier money, and this is the same for any position, by the way. Top tier money, you have to perform as a top tier. Example, you pay Humphrey top tier money. When he got paid, he was in the top corner pay. I think he was the third top right corner, and he's still performing into the elite level, right? Stanley, he got hurt, but even before he got hurt, he's still performing to the elite level, all pro left tackle. Some people will say he might be the left tackle in the whole league, right? So those are your two that were like top echelon pay players. Peters got paid top 15-ish corner. That's what he plays for, right? So if Lamar gets paid 28 to 30, okay. Now you have this extra cap that you can play with. You're still gonna lose some guys because you're going from a guy that is getting paid $2 million to 28. That's a big jump. So you're gonna lose guy. But 28 to 45, you're gonna even lose even more. So what happens is your depth gets filled, your depth through the draft gets filled up. The question is, what happens to those star players that you try to bring to free agent? You can't. That's why the Packers usually cannot bring free agents. Look at the Bears. They haven't been able to bring free agents. In the case of the Bears, they just pay a bunch of money to Khalil Mack. Think about another team that I forgot with Watson and the Texans. They haven't gotten that O-line right. They've had to pay tons of top money, left tackle. They've had to pay Watson top money quarterback. Well, between those two, they take a big chunk of the capital. Now the defense is gonna suffer, right? The weapons and the wide receiver are gonna suffer. My problem with them trading Hopkins is the amount that they got for Hopkins. But the reality is, if they cannot pay Hopkins, they have to get rid of. How can they keep Hopkins? Well, they needed to not either bring Tunsil or Watson, and Watson needed Tunsil, so they had to get rid of oh my God, Hopkins. So all I'm saying with this, first of all, GM has to be impeccable in draft. You can't miss, especially early picks, because again, when your quarterback is paid, that chunk is there, right? Think about this. Where's NFL playoffs? Because this is another point to this. Fine. I'm not blaming everything on Lamar. I think the O-line was a big problem. By the way, I thought this game was lost in the trenches. O-line was terrible. Even Phillips wasn't great. 4 out of 5 had a horrible game, and the D-line was not generating pressure. We were playing a different scheme. We weren't blitzing as much, but the D-line was not generating pressure, which is a problem. But look at Wild Card Weekend. Bills and Colts. Well, Colts are really not paying that much in theory to Phillips, 20 mil. Not much. Bills, very cheap quarterback. Seahawks have a lot of problems. Same with the Rams. Both of them paying a bunch of money to the quarterbacks. Washington, they have a bunch of money to the quarterbacks. And Brady's getting paid like 22. Again, 22 is nothing in this quarterback market. Ravens are not paying much to the quarterback. Titans are paying, I think, 18. Not much to Tannehill. Steelers are the ones that are getting paid a bunch of money to Big Ben. The Steelers have a lot of holes, great defense, but a lot of holes on offense, especially that O-line. Browns are not paying much to the quarterback. Bears are not paying much to the quarterback. The Saints are, but again, Saints are paying like 22, 25. We're talking about Lamar getting 45 to 50. That is a lot of money. So a lot of the teams that make to the playoffs, if you found that young guy that is really good, boom, you strike gold for the next 5 years. You have the window, the so-called window. And what is this window? Well, the window is the quarterback is cheap as hell, and the quarterback is the one that's going to chop the most off of your cap. Well, now you can bring pieces, right? In the case of DaCosta, he decided to bring them on defense, and he has to know two very big disappointments are Yannick Ngakoue and Matt Judon. Matt Judon and Ngakoue, both of them are not great. Bowser is okay. I think those two, in the case of Judon and Ngakoue, they might thrive in some other, not in Baltimore. I think Judon is better. Let me put that out. I think Judon is better. I think what you do is you say, here's 14 mil, take it or leave it, whoever wants to take it first. And that's it. You will have to bring an outside linebacker from the draft next year. And that will be your weakest position next year, pass rush, which it is from the 5th, 6th year. Since Suck stopped being good, that's been your worst position on defense, outside linebacker. Okay. Saying that, on offense, again, you will say, but Sonny, Eric DaCosta have not put a lot of talent with Lamar. And I would say, kind of. And this offense is not geared to wide receivers, right? So it's hard for you to bring any wide receiver. I think Eric DaCosta's biggest swim and miss was Earl Thomas. I'm looking at Titus Matthews, and I know DaCosta was in that one. And if he would have paid him a little more, we might have brought him back, or brought him to Baltimore. That would have been amazing. But we didn't. We did Earl Thomas. We know what happened there. Matthew has played way better than whatever Thomas played here. Anyway, I digress. But the problem is now, for example, Robinson, which is a guy that I do want. I do want Robinson. I think that is what we need. I think that's what Lamar needs because he doesn't have that safety blanket. He does have it in Andrews. And I love Andrews, but Andrews also, Lamar has to throw him open because he is athletic-ish, but he's not like an income bowling guy. It's just like Lamar, Flacco throughout his career had Mason, T.J. Husmansara, Bolden, and Torrey, not Torrey, oh my God, my favorite receiver, Agent 89, Smitty. And all those guys were dogs, meaning Flacco said, okay, they're going to blitz me. You are one-on-one. I'm just going to throw it to you. You just go make a play. Who is that guy for the Ravens? We don't have any. So this is not, I'm not saying this all on Lamar Jackson. Well, all I'm saying is when you pay Lamar Jackson this amount of money, right, top tier, let's say top 3, he needs to perform as top 3. That's not what he did this year. And the problem is in the playoff, they're going to scheme what he does best. So he needs a second tier weapon, not weapon as receivers and tight end. His second arsenal, his passing game, whatever, has to improve drastically because you want to take my legs, I'm going to throw all over you. Okay? So saying all that, Allen Robinson, yes, to Baltimore. Yes, I want him. But if Allen Robinson is 14, 15 minutes, I think Allen Robinson also knows this. The Ravens are going to have a tough time bringing receivers. If Allen Robinson is 14, 15 in the open market, if you want him, Baltimore is going to cost you 18. You have to overpay because no receiver is coming here, and he knows this, and he is looking to get paid. And I think, look, all I'm saying with Lamar, and again, I think he will be great. He needs to be better, but I think he could be better. I think this offseason, all he needs to do is go to the film and just study. And the other thing he needs to do is just practice anticipation, build that trust during the offseason with your receivers, because trust will get you there, right? So, if we bring Allen Robinson and we pay Lamar, guys, yeah, you're gonna start seeing the other side of the ball getting weaker, and that's when you, as Ravens fans, are gonna, and this is including me, look at the defense being trashed. The problem is, again, it's just a balancing act because there's a budget, more than a budget, it's a cap, right? So you have to know how you do the cap. The Costa has been okay. I just saw a comment here real quick. Do we need an offensive-minded coach? I think what we have in coaching with Harbaugh is fine. As Ravens fans, and I used to do this a lot, we run against the coach real hard, and that's not great. Roman, people were in love with him 2 years ago. This year, people are A lot of the problems that Roman has are also, again, the anticipation of the passing on Lamar. This offense is more simple. This is when Lamar has to take that step. He needs to know how to anticipate and throw. He needs another weapon as well. So it's not only on Lamar. Eric DeCosta needs to give him some weapons. This is why, in my opinion, neither of the two outside linebackers are coming, because that money is going to be used for Allen Robinson. And when you have Allen Robinson, your hope is, okay, now we have more weapons, go to the 50-50 balanced attack. Saying all that, guys, because I know I'm in a little rant. John Harbaugh is fine here. Obviously, we all love Wink. And if Wink had less talent, we all will hate Wink. I think you go try to get Allen Robinson. And if Allen Robinson does not work, you need to trade high and get one of the top receivers. Maybe the guy from Bama. I'll be making my videos for scouting soon. But the kid from Bama look amazing, right? Right now, I'll tell you he's my favorite, but it is only because I saw that one game that he played amazing. I cannot say like, oh, he is the best receiver right now because I haven't scouted anything. Okay? So, Ravens fans, this is not saying their future's not bright. But our goal and the goal of any team is to win a Super Bowl. And if we pay Lamar Jackson a lot of money and he doesn't, let's say we pay a lot of money and he already peaked, well, this is what you can expect in the future. Making the playoffs, fight for the division, fight for winning the division, and in the playoffs, we ain't going to go 1 or 2 deep. So I need Lamar to do better. I need the front office to do better. I think O-line-wise, we are decent. Can we be better? Everybody could be better, but we're decent. Okay, I'm gonna go check some of these comments. Also, I might start taking some calls, so hold on here. If you want to be in the show, text that number 443-292-2337. It's 443-292-2337. I'm gonna just go a little bit high and then go down because I know that the chat has been hot, and you know, I don't want to be. Oh, look, my guy, lunch break hot takes. Shout out to you. Let me start with this one. Evan says they need to fix the center position. Somebody on Twitter asked me what our position needs. I said center, wide receiver, outside backer, and I put another position I can't remember right now. And if you bring Allen, then you can really take wide receiver off, right? And then ideally, the thing what Allen does is you say, okay, we have Allen. We not on the defense, we're gonna take a break of overspending, but our first pick has to be an outside linebacker, right? And so you take Allen away, you put that. Oh, a tight end. We need a tight end because Lamar loves those tight ends, and he doesn't have. My boy will come back, but we need to be 3 tight end deep. So, Great Roman should have Lamar under center instead of shotgun. Yes and no. I think Lamar likes to play shotgun a little bit more than under center. This is factual, tough puppy. Now, I will say this. If you check like a year ago, and I don't know if my guy here, man, I forgot his name. But you know who you are as soon as I start saying I said, like, I would love if we bring Calais Campbell, which we did. This is before Baltimore brought. And people were calling for Yannick Ngakwe. I said, I don't know about Yannick because Yannick looks like a one-trick pony. Yannick looks to be more fit to a 4-3. And even when we traded for Yannick, if you go back, I said, like, well, we'll see Baltimore. I don't want to be a downer, but Yannick is used to 4-3. He thrives in a 4-3, 3-4. He has to play more in the outside backer position. So when he doesn't rush, he needs to pull back. He has more responsibility. I don't know if he can be that guy, and I think he is that guy. We need a new OC, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we need a new OC. I know I need Grant Roman to be a little bit better. We can say that, but I also need Lamar to be a little bit better. I offer Lamar a fully guaranteed contract in exchange to Allure. And that would be good. You can say, hey, Lamar, we can do something like this. Let's do a 3-year extension. Let's call it 30. So 390, fully guaranteed. Maybe. Maybe he'll be up for that. And then you still a free agent at 27. And if you keep winning, well, no, he's 24. He'll be a free agent at 29. That's not a bad idea. I don't think he will take it, but that's not a bad idea. If it's another one win and done playoff, then Hart needs to go. This is from Aaron 12. Well, the problem is coaching is hard to find. Look at when you get to a bad coaching situation, teams are just decimated. So you have to be careful with that. I'm not sure. That's what we tried to do with the guy that was here before him. They say, like, oh, you're gonna be just like a special coordinator, and he was like, nah, I'm not having this. Jonathan Washington says, if I had a chance, I think the risk of letting Hart go, bring Eric Bieniemy, and bring Dabble, offensive minded, and put weapons around Lamar this offseason. That's just me. Look, I love Bieniemy. I think Bieniemy should get a head coaching job. The problem you have with every coordinator, this is not just Bieniemy, every coordinator is you don't know how they're gonna be as a coach. They might be great on the offensive side, but they might be a terrible coach. That has happened throughout history. The guy that just got hired by the Jets, a guy that I love, he might be a trash coach and a great DC. So you have to be careful with that. Second, if Bieniemy comes to Baltimore, he ain't gonna bring another offensive-minded coach to call the plays. No, he's gonna be like, "This is my offense. I'm gonna implement my offense." So if Bieniemy comes, he'll be calling the plays. Especially if he doesn't even call the plays in Kansas City. Nah, he'll be calling the plays here. Again, I think Bieniemy should be a coach. I'm just saying, you have a proven coach. I would think that Harbaugh does well. I love this about Harbaugh. The offensive coordinator just does that, and the defensive coordinator just does that. So he gives power to their coaches. You can say if you like Dabble or Brian DeBoll, but if you want that type of coach, you can bring him as an OC, right? So yeah. Let me see here. CJ Miller, don't worry, man. Raven Flock here. Hey, Bill Proud, we're gonna roll with the Ravens, win or lose. I'm just pointing facts. One thing, if you're following this channel, I will never sugarcoat anything. Players that I love when they play bad, I will tell you when they play bad. And I will tell you my just brutally honest opinion. When they play great, I will tell you that they play great. I will keep saying this. One of my favorite players a couple years was Tony Jefferson. Loved the intensity he played. The last year he played, and the year before that, at the end, he played like trash. I was calling him here. I was calling him with Nuvo, and yeah. I think this is a very good move, right? Like, for example, a good way, and let's see what Zach Ertz has. Zach Ertz. Uh, hold on. Sorry. So Philadelphia is in a little bit of cap hell. Zach Ertz is 3 years. So next year's base salary, it is high. It's 8.2. But we'll have some money. So I think this is like the problem is Zach Ertz. What are you gonna give? A third? You don't have a third. So I guess you can give a second and flip it. Like you can say, here's a second, give me your third, a second, a fourth for a third, maybe something like that. So if you bring Zach Ertz and you get our guy Allen Robinson, now your offense should be great, right? Because now you have Mandu, Zach Ertz, right? And you have Robinson and Hollywood, which is Hollywood and Robinson will be a perfect complement, deep threat. And then Robinson can be your X and your 50-50 guy. And then I think Doomerville, where you put him in the slot, and then you're set. So that will be great. Yes, I understand no one wants hearts until you don't have it, and then you're like, oh my god. And look, the enemy can come here and be killing it. I'm just telling you. Yes, I need to check. I talked to this guy and he sent me a bunch of old 22 guys, old 22 videos. Yeah, so this is what I've been saying, Thomas Morgan. I said it for a while. I said this for a while. Yep. We need a pass coordinator, sure. That we need something, or we need Greg Roman to pass more. And then look, the Harbaugh would just take a deep look. We were 14-2, and we let not Roman, but the year before we went to the playoffs and we let that other dude go, which I'm blanking his name. I did. And look, what Kirk said, he had some good points. I'm not saying what Kirk, and then Steve Smith also talk about this, and they all say their offense is very, very vanilla. And they're not lying. My thing is, it is vanilla for a reason. I think they know Lamar still cannot anticipate throws. Lamar still needs to see the guy open, which is a big problem. Again, the two problems that Lamar has, and if I was handling like, dude, this is your two problems. You fix this, you could be the best quarterback in the fucking league, right? If you fix these two things, accuracy. So I need you to get a ring. Let's say a 3-meter radius ring, roughly something like that, right? Actually, smaller than that. Let's call it like a 2-foot radius, right? A circle, 2 foot. Just throw it. You have to hit 9 out of 10. Circle basically this big. You had to throw it because the problem is sometimes Lamar, instead of throwing the receiver front, he throws it behind. Well, if the corner is just in the hip, batted ball, right? Sometimes the guy's open, goes to the floor. Sometimes it's too high. So Lamar accuracy is all over the place. Sometimes it's just perfect. So he needs to work on being accurate all the time. Okay. Second is anticipation passes. So he sees Hollywood working on a one-on-one or even Manders. When he knows they're about to cut, they're running a post. As soon as he plants that foot, that ball needs to start getting out of his hand. When he cuts and goes up and high, he needs to, again, he is pretty good at reading his options. But the problem is he sees his options. And when you see Lamar, say he goes to 1, cover 2, cover 3, he's about to get open. Instead of he saying he's about to get open, let me just throw it now, anticipating he getting open. That's not what Lamar does. Lamar says, okay, he's about to get open. Lock in. Oh, he's open. Boom. Right? That's not the problem. Is during these 3 seconds, somebody can come hit him. Somebody will disrupt him. Now he has to move. Now the guy's open. I can't throw it to him because I just lost it in all this chaos that is happening in the pocket. So that's why he needs to anticipate those throws. Okay? So that's it. Yeah, Marty, that's what I was talking about. That's exactly who I was talking about. I agree with you here. Roman got 49ers to Super Bowl, then the offense fell off. Yeah, it did fell off, but it didn't get better when he left, right? Tough Puppy says Lamar can't be let loose because the routes don't work. Sonny, I don't think you're getting half of this. Half of what? No. Look, again, we have a receiver problem. I'm not disputing this. I'm not even disputing that we have a weapons problem. What I'm saying is, I actually not even saying that it was Lamar's fault yesterday. I said we lost that game. Yes, the pick six, obviously that was big, but it's the trenches. The O line was horrible. My hope is next year we fix that O line with health, right? So I'm not saying this was Lamar's fault. This is why, what happened yesterday is all on Lamar. And I'm not here to say none of that shit. What I am saying is Lamar, once he gets paid, not now, because right now, look, I'm going to tell you how much Lamar right now is to the cap. Let's see Baltimore here. No. Lamar Jackson. Where else? Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson to the cap is $3 million. $3 million. That's amazing. And then next year, the following year, I guess he doesn't have a contract next year. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Next year, his cap number is year 4. Yeah, next year is 3. And then I'm assuming if we pick the 5th year option, it will go to 15 or 18, right? That's just me. But what I'm saying is, once you pay Lamar, not now, $3 million, you can just buy people. That's what you see. Oh my God, our defense is pretty stacked. Yes, it is. That's why I'm saying, can we bring Robinson next year? I think we can, unless the cap number goes to shit. We have 26 mil, but let's say we can finagle that cap number. Well, we had 26 mil on a total cap of $152 million. That means they're expecting the cap to go to 152. I think the cap will stay to 200. So if the cap stays to 200, we have 76 mil. So we should be able to bring a bunch of players, right? And that's what happens when your QB it has a rookie deal. My thing is, hold on here. My thing is, sorry, I didn't know that I had people that wanted to call. My thing is, once we get paid, once he gets paid, that is gonna be the problem. That's when that's when you stop bringing people, and when you stop bringing people, then he needs to be that much better. Like right now, he has some flaws, and again, this is the same thing. For example, with Baker Mayfield, once Baker Mayfield gets paid, Browns have the same problem. Baker Mayfield has some flaws. This year, you didn't see that much because what the Browns did was they invested in the O-line because when he is protected, he looks really good. So in the case of Lamar, he has some flaws the same way. Both of those quarterbacks are about to get paid. As soon as they get paid, that is when the problem starts because now those flaws get bigger because I cannot buy the players that can prevent those. Or if I can, let's say we can say, well, Sonny, let's just invest on the offense. Well, Lamar's going to get paid $45 million. Okay, great. Let's bring the tight ends. Let's bring the receivers, the O-line. Man, the offense is clicking. Shit, our defense can't stop anybody. But what happened? Well, our offense has all the cap room. Okay, so that is the problem. Okay, I'm going to start getting some call here because I'm about a couple minutes to close this out. Hold on. What's happening? Oh, no. Oh, there you go. I was going to say this thing is not working. Yeah, I agree with you, Thomas. I agree with you. I think they should go in and try to get Robinson. Hold on. I know I put it right there, guys, but again, my thing is, it's not Lamar's fault. My thing is, going forward, once Lamar gets paid, is when the problems will start happening, and we can unmask it. Hello, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Just chilling out. What about yourself?
Oh man, I know I'm getting hate right now because people think I'm trying to hate on Lamar Jackson. I'm really
No,
not.
you gotta be real about Lamar, bro. I'm about to say some real stuff in general too, but
I think
it ain't hate.
yeah.
You just gotta be real.
Look, I love Lamar Jackson. Again, my point is more next year. It's not even next year because next year he's very cheap still. It's as soon as you get if you get paid like a top 3, top 5. This is the same with Flacco. As soon as we pay him like a top tier quarterback, you are expecting that top tier performance, and when you don't get it, the problem is you cannot buy stuff then to help him mask his deficiencies, and that's when the team starts struggling. But go ahead, man. You call in.
I mean, you make a great point, but like I was talking to my woman the other night about just Lamar in the contract negotiations, and it can get very interesting because, you know, in the same sense, the team will have leverage in regards to how much they want to pay Lamar based on his passing deficiencies. But in retrospect, the Ravens haven't done enough to really test if Lamar can throw the ball like that. And maybe they're seeing things in practice that we're not seeing, and they just overall don't trust Lamar based off what they see in practice. But as much as they'll tell Lamar during contract negotiations, well, we want to offer you this, this, and this, but your passing looks like this, this, and this. Well, how much of that is on the coaching in the personnel and DaCosta to actually get Lamar weapons? So I think when that contract negotiation does come along, it can get kind of iffy because there'll be arguments to be made on both sides. You feel what I'm saying?
I agree. So one thing that I've seen from Lamar there's two things you can argue with Lamar. Yes, we haven't given you the weapons. I think they need to try to get Robinson here, but there's two things you can see on film that he doesn't anticipate well. Like you can see, like if you go watch 22 coaches tape, you can see that the receivers are about to break the route, and he knows, right? Because he called the play, so he knows the whole play that is coming. So he knows where the receiver is going to break the route, so he can see there's no defender there, so he can anticipate that. And second, the accuracy with Lamar. Sometimes he throws a perfect ball, sometimes he's just beautifully accurate, sometimes he's like, dude, the guy was open, what happened, right? So that is two problems that you do have that, again, like if Lamar doesn't like these two things, because these are things that the Ravens should bring to him, and it should lower the price. But if he's like, nah, that doesn't matter. Look at me, I was an MVP. Well, you need to go back this year, and then you have to prove it again, and you need to work on these two things, because if Lamar gets well in those two things, then the league is in serious trouble, because if he can be accurate and open guys and he can anticipate throws, okay, now his passing game is going to go that much better. And if now you have to defend the pass like you defend a normal quarterback, then he can kill you with the legs.
Right. And I mean, I agree with what you're saying. And I mean, I've been somewhat on the fence about Roman and Harves. And of course, at the end of the day, I'm a fan. I'm from the outside looking in. I don't know all of the intricacies within what's going on within the coaching staff. But I will say this, not just for Lamar and Hollywood and some other players, you know, Orlando, Stanley as well. You know, it's going to be a very big offseason for them in regards to really changing the narrative and really setting the positive or the right foot forward for this franchise. But at the end of the day, it may be time to really start looking at moving on from some people that everybody may not be excited to move on from, potentially Greg Roman, which I think a lot of people are excited to move on from, and maybe even Harbaugh if the right fit comes up, or if when the management goes back and they just say maybe we peaked with Harbaugh, or they ask if Harbaugh and Greg Roman, or is Harbaugh going to bring in somebody once we get rid of Greg Roman that's going to really evolve Lamar, because to a certain degree, a lot of things that we see come down to Harbaugh, although, yes, the O coordinator is supposed to do his job. Yes, the D coordinator is supposed to do his job, which Dean Pease has, but I feel like it's unacceptable to continuously have seasons where we're ranked last in passing. And I'm just wondering, are you instilling the confidence within Lamar? Are you instilling the confidence within your receivers when you come out and you want to be the number one rushing team every year? And I know most people heard what Hollywood said, which is true. The offense has no balance. And I feel bad for Hollywood because is Hollywood going to want to stay with the Ravens? Are the Ravens going to want to keep Hollywood? How is leaving Hollywood or keeping Hollywood going to affect Lamar, how he feels? So I think the Ravens may be close to, if not this year, potentially next year, have to make some franchise shifting changes. But their whole philosophy has to change moving forward towards investing in the offense and Lamar so you can at least see what he can do. Even if they don't extend him this off season, okay, cool. But at least bring in as much weaponry and as many staff to improve Lamar so you can really see what you have. So you can say the Ravens technically have 2 more years before they give Lamar $300 million or $250 million. But in those 2 years, I feel like they should do their all to see what Lamar can give you by fully investing in the offense. Invest in the offense as much as possible.
Yeah, so I think Eric DeCosta will come this year, and this offseason you're going to see Eric DeCosta trying. Now, we cannot fault him for trying. He tried to get Hopkins last year, and apparently we were the second choice, but the Texans didn't want to trade Hopkins to the AFC. That's the rumor. So obviously he's been trying to get people here. I think he's going to try this year. I think he's going to invest in the offense. I don't think Harbaugh's the problem because I think players love to play for Harbaugh, and Harbaugh is a good manager, and that's what we need in the head coaching. I can see the argument for Greg Roman. So I think if we bring pieces to the passing game, which again I think that's going to be the ideal for this year, and the passing game doesn't progress, I think that's it for Greg Roman in this offense. I don't think they're going to fire Harbaugh, but they're going to say to Harbaugh, hey, we need to let him go and we need to find a new OC. Because the one good thing that Harbaugh will have I would say Baltimore is a desirable OC job. And this is why. If you think about Green Bay, for example, if you're OC and going to Green Bay, but you're not calling the plays because the coach is basically embedded in the offense. The defense, he does like a paddle, like, hey, oh yeah, they're looking good, whatever, right? But if you're OC in Baltimore, Harbaugh's going to be like, that is your side. You do your thing. You call your plays, you write the scheme, you do whatever you think it should be done. And that, when you're an OC, especially a young guy trying to make the league, that is what OCs are looking for. Saying that, I think this might be Greg Roman's last year, but I do think the Ravens are going to invest in the offense and the passing game. My whole thing with the whole Lamar thing, it's not on now. I think Lamar right now, he's giving you way more return on investment, right? You're investing $3 million on the cap. He's giving you 20 plus of production. So our ROI is well above what we're paying him. My thing is, if he stays giving you 22, 23 mil production, I'm just putting a number, right? And now we start paying him 40. Now that 18 mil deficiency, you're going to feel. Now, if he progresses more, that's different. I do think we're going to make a play for Robinson. And I have the sneaky suspicion that we are going to get it. I think Eric DeCosta is going to say, if we cannot do anything else in the offseason, let's get Allen Robinson. And that will be if, obviously, the Bears don't franchise him. And after that, if we get Allen Robinson and somehow we can quasi-trade for Zach Ertz, right? Or if not Zach Ertz, because that is a little bit rich. But if we can trade for a good or sign a good tight end, those are easier. They might want to come to Baltimore. Then the offense is set. With those two, bringing another tight end and Robinson, you're good because Hollywood can be in the outside. Robinson can be in the outside. And then you had Duvernay, in my opinion, working the slot. Those three should be fine. Those three should be fine. Your O-line should be better. Powers will be your starter now. You have Brown. You have Stanley. Your center, you had to figure out. Again, TCC played fairly good when he had the chance. And I think your leg guard, you can bring competition. So your O-line might be fine. And your running backs, you have it, right? You have your running backs of the future in-house. So you're good in all those aspects. So I think they're going to go with Robinson, and they're going to try to bring another tight end. And on the draft, they're not going to draft a receiver. They're going to look for defense because they are better at drafting defense. And if you can bring your offense on the Robinson, you should be good. And now we'll be on Lamar, right? Then at that point, you need to see what you can bring with Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my main point. I mean, I know a lot of fans are mad and upset at what we saw, and they have the right to be, but I feel like this upcoming season should be big for a lot of players, of course, but also coaches, because I honestly feel like the Ravens aren't incapable of getting the talent around Lamar to at least see if he can throw consistently and then say, okay, we put the talent around Lamar, we had the protection around Lamar, and Lamar didn't get us over the hump. Now that's the leverage in the contract negotiations where we said, look, we can give you X amount of dollars based off of what we've been able to do with you, even when we gave you weapons. But right now, I feel like we're not getting full throttle Lamar, and I think some of it is just backup accountability by the coaches because at certain points in the game, Lamar doesn't look comfortable in the pocket even when he's not pressured. At certain points in the game, Lamar is looking to evade the pocket when he should either continue to work the pocket or evade straight line to the left or straight line to the right and roll out. But he's trying to make moves and find the seam, and it's not there. A lot of people saw the Kurt Warner video and breaking down some of the pass concepts. So I feel like it's layers to the Ravens' offensive deficiency, and I think they do start with Greg Roman in the passing philosophy. And secondly, it's Lamar, and maybe it's not just Lamar himself, but the coach is not holding Lamar accountable because at certain points in time, he doesn't look comfortable in the pocket, and you start to wonder, like, are you guys throwing the ball in practice? Are you guys dialing up pass plays in practice and doing this in practice because it looks like Lamar's not comfortable, even in certain situations when he's not being pressured? So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on at practices, what's going on at meetings, because, yeah, Steve Smith came out and said some things, and other people have exposed some things with the offense, but it's also like, are you guys not seeing that internally, and are you not addressing that internally? You get what I'm saying? Or are you guys not confident in Lamar to throw, and that's why you're not throwing it, which is furthermore affecting Lamar's personal confidence?
Yep, I agree.
So I'm just confused, but I mean, we'll see this upcoming season, but I hope that we really see that change because I feel like right now the Ravens are either going to be in a position where they make the needed changes and they really become a true contender in the AFC, talking AFC championship game, Super Bowl competing, Super Bowl winning team or bust, or they'll just be a team where we watch them and Lamar going to give us some highlights, J.K. Hollywood will give us a few highlights, Andrews will give us some highlights, Peters will get a couple picks, Marlon will get some punch-outs, but at the end of the day, we'll go to the playoffs and as fans, we'll really know the Ravens aren't really serious contenders. They'll probably get bumped in the first round.
Yeah, so this is why I think that next year they're going to really go all in because they know they're about to pay Lamar Jackson. So they have to. They have to bring every single scenario. And
I say wait to pay him. I say give him the weapons and then see what he can do so that you can know what you're paying for.
Yeah, the thing is, if for some reason, let's say, and guys, I'm very big on players getting the max amount of money that they want. I'm not to say you should not get paid because I mean, I wouldn't tell you your job, you should get a pay cut, right? Everybody's going to look to try to get them more money. But let's assume that for some reason Lamar wants to get paid a little less because he wants to keep weapons. Then you sign him now because then you can average your cap and you can extend your window. Anyway, I'll let you go because I have another caller and then I have to close the
Yes, sir. All right, Sonny. Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
Take care. Let me get this last one here. And then with this, we're done.
Hey, this number is used.
Hold on. Manuel Yañez Aguilar. Shout out to you, bro.
Hi. This number.
Okay, so that was a caller. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna put the name out there. Tough puppy. But again, my guys, I think the Ravens do need to invest in offense. This is not me saying, oh well, Lamar has all the weapons. He's just being trashed. My whole point with this is when we paid him, if he doesn't fix his deficiencies, we're gonna feel it on the other side. I do think the Ravens need to get him more weapons, not only on the draft. They need to give him more. And after that, we'll see. And to be honest, I do think we're going to get Allen Robinson because I do think they're looking for that number one and they know they cannot draft it. Hello.
What's up, Sonny?
How you doing, man?
It's me, Deron.
Hey, how you
Buddy,
doing?
bro.
I know. I haven't seen you in a minute. Obviously, I'm not in Baltimore no more, so I can't see you. But how you been?
I've been good. I see you wearing your Lamar Jackson jersey.
Ah, of course, exactly. Look, I'm wearing I'm patching. I'm representing.
I got my Lamar Jackson jersey too. I got the real one though. It's a black jersey.
I have a black one too. You see, I have two Lamar jerseys. I don't have one. I have two. My boy. I'm just trying to speak facts here, man. I'm just trying to speak facts. But anyway, you call. Let me know.
You did. You did. Everything is true that you said. We need to do better. I watched the entire game. It was so unacceptable. It's too windy there. Was why Tucker doinked it twice.
Oh, I know.
Doinked it. And then the offensive line is terrible. They can't protect Lamar. You got two double whammies.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson and Mahomes have concussions.
Yeah.
You
I
see
mean,
that?
that's bad.
Two MVPs have concussions. Did you know that?
Yeah.
This is freaking weird.
Yep. Yeah. No, the concussion is worrisome. I'm hoping. It was a mild concussion. He's okay. He will be back next year regardless. But my point is, you don't want him to be.
Mahomes. So it's Patrick Mahomes. I just hoping Mahomes will play next Sunday. If not, the Bills going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think he is because Andy Reid said that he looked better. So my assumption is he will be fine. So.
Yeah. And then also, Greg Roman keep making them bad calls. Same thing like the divisional round twice in a row. He abandoned the run twice in a row. That means Greg Roman needs to get himself together or he's out.
Yeah, I think Greg Roman, if he's not fired, because he still could be fired, if he's not fired this offseason and things don't get better, he's fired next year.
You want him gone.
Well, I'm not one of those fans that are like, get him, take him out. I think the offensive pass, you need more passing weapons, and then if he doesn't get better in the passing, it could be because of Lamar, it could be because of Roman, but whatever it is, somebody's head was gonna, like if you bring Allen Robinson and the passing game steals 30 seconds, somebody's head is gonna roll, and that's gonna be probably Roman before Lamar.
Because, well, if Roman gets fired, I don't want the Peterson as the OC. No.
Yeah, he ain't coming because he wants a coaching job. He doesn't want an OC job.
I don't want that guy. But the Zach Ertz idea is pretty okay. That would work, but we still need a veteran wide receiver who has hands.
Yeah, that's why Allen Robinson will look great in purple, man. I think Allen Robinson will be the best signing that you can have as a Ravens fan.
Right? What college he's from?
Penn State.
Penn State.
He was drafted by the Jaguars, then he went to Chicago, and now he's a free agent.
Does he have hands?
Hell of a hands.
Okay.
hella hands.
As long as you don't drop the balls.
By the way, shout out to Hollywood, because one of the things that I was noticing from Hollywood in the last couple of weeks is he's not letting the ball come to his body. He's actually reaching for the ball, and that's what you need from the receivers. So shout out to Hollywood for that.
Yeah, and what else?
Anything else before we close this?
Sorry. McCarry needs to sit down. Them bad snaps is unacceptable.
I agree.
McCarry needs to sit down and let Skura do the rest.
But Skura had the yips too. I'll go with the third guy. Well, Skura's a free agent. He's not back. That much I know.
The third sitter is pretty good though.
Yeah.
The
Tristan Colon Castillo. My boy, Puerto Rican. That's why, man. He's a Rican.
Diggs. Yeah, because the Ravens just missed out Diggs, and if they keep missing some good wide receivers to draft year after year, after year,
Yeah, I agree.
That's what they bad at drafting them.
That's why they need. I agree with the fan base here. They need to go get that wide receiver. They can't draft them. They can't. Go pay Robinson and then go draft an outside linebacker, and you'll be fine.
But that's basically it. So we both going to enjoy this off season and look forward for the draft.
Yeah. So be sure to check. I'll be bringing players and all that. I'll start asking people to send me their players, and so I can put a queue, and then I have my list and all that. Okay.
What number? What number are we in?
27, I think. 27.
27 is almost similar like last year.
Yep, 27.
Yeah, like last year. Wow. Oh, the second of charm.
Second the charm. We'll see. We shall see, bro. But I'll let you go, man. Thank you. Thank you for calling, bro.
You're welcome, Sonny.
Hope
I miss you. But
hope to see you when I go back to Baltimore. Take care, brother.
you take care too, Sonny.
Bye. Okay, my guys. Thank you for everybody that joined the live stream. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, check my second channel, AFC North Talk. We're going to be discussing these things tomorrow, the playoffs. Yo, again, I'm going to always be real. You might not like it. You might not even agree with me. If you agree, if you don't agree, put that in the comment section. Also, I would love to hear what do you love and hate it from the team. Be checking some of my videos. I'm going to go the redraft to 2018 and 2019 draft and who should we pick. So be ready for those videos. Thank you for joining the live stream, guys. I appreciate you, everybody here, and I will see you next time. Don't forget, big trust.